if it ain't lit, then I don't give a fuck about it. That's all they care about. And it's like, damn. But you know, it's a challenge to me. And it makes me look at artists like Jay-Z, you know, who have over the years, because you know he's been rapping since back in the day, and he was able to stay relevant for so many years, and you know, constantly reinvent himself to stay on top of the times.
So then Hov came in. I remember he had a Gucci hat on, like the fisherman joint, and hip hop. My manager, who definitely saved my life, was like, "Yo, play that one beat for Hov." And it came on, dun, dun, dun. And he was listening to it like, "Oh, it's crazy right here." Then they got to the chorus, and the chorus is like, "Ain't no love in the heart of the city." And he's like, oh, he's doing his face like that. Then
when you think of Jay-Z, you're not going, I ain't heard of Jay-Z since 1999. You're not thinking that. You're like, oh, Jay-Z, I've recently heard about him, things that have been going on. And that is a talent in itself, staying relevant. Staying relevant is a talent just like rapping is. Being a rapper is one skill. Understanding how to maneuver through these different times and ages is also a very, very powerful key skill that I think most rappers don't think about.
I went to Jay house for New Year's, and Blue came running to the door. I was like, yo, I'm in a fucking dream.
Wow, that's crazy.
Like, this nigga has a golf cart that drives down to his fucking house from the gate.
What?
I'm not even.
You can't walk. It's too far to walk.
Listen, I opened the door. Well, somebody opened the door for me with white gloves. I walk in, Blue. You only see Blue in Google pictures. I'm saying, oh, she's a real baby in real life.
You like the sparring though, you know, because like you say you take shots with the GOAT. You talk about the shots that you sent with Jay-Z. Like, why has that relation remained intact? Why has it never gone left?
I think that we have. I think Jay has a lot of respect for me, and he's aware of the massive amount of respect that I have for him. At the end of the day,
he's like, play the next beat, play the next beat. I played another beat. He's listening to it like, yo, man, you a soulful dude. And everything that Hov is saying is like in stone. Like, I will never forget none of these words, because I'm off the train. I'm from Chicago. I got $10 in my pocket right now, and I'm just having the opportunity to play these beats. So you know what I'm saying? I've had different so-called hit records and everything up to that point. But at this point, it's like this is like the moment of truth for me right here.
You sampled Hard Knock Life on the album.
yeah.
Did you have to clear? Who did you have to clear that with?
Jay-Z.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about that record? When Jay-Z got Annie to clear the record, he made it to where any hip-hop artist after him could use the record. So we benefited off his negotiation in 1998.
Wow.
We just had to get Jay-Z to clear it.
Jay's always showed you love, though. Didn't he buy like 1,000 copies of your Crenshaw album? What album was $1,000?
He bought 100 copies of Crenshaw that was $100.
$100, okay.
Yeah.
Then I look downstairs and I see Beyonce moms, and I see Jay talking to Steve Stout. So I'm like,
wow,
it's this nigga's house for real. Nigga, I'm seeing real Basquiat's in the kitchen and shit.
Oh my God.
Nigga, Rothko paintings.
What?
Beyonce got sculptures in there. I'm like,
And now you didn't even know him back then, eh?
Nah, I mean, you know, I met Jay in LA years ago at a concert. I was just backstage. I just was like, yeah, I'm Nip. I'm from Rolling 60s. He like, nah, I know. And, you know, this was years before the Crenshaw thing. He like, you know, y'all doing your thing. Keep going. He actually bought a lowrider. The story is, I ain't never asked him, but he bought a lowrider from one of my homeboys, Money Mike. That's in the Maya video.
The baby blue one, right?
Yeah.
That was really his, huh?
Yeah, that was his. He bought that.
I'm tired of that nigga being so real.
Yeah. Yeah, that's confirmed. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And I think we both enjoyed our moments of, you know, him, you know, checking the young boy and me trying to be like, nah, I'm here, you know, like.
Any lines that stick out to you? You'd be like, oh, I know what you were talking about.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, there's plenty. You know, and that bar from that song is a real thing. You know, we met up and really spoke about all our jabs and fallouts and you know what prompted some of those things. And
so now I play another beat. Then I play another beat. Then I played this one beat, and it was like, never, 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 never change. I never change. Yo, he took his hat down. He's like, ooh. I was like, yo, maybe he like him. Maybe he hold my buy this beat. So he was like, yo, put them joints on CD. And then he left out, right? I was like, okay, I'm putting these joints on CD. We'll see what happened.
Bro, I'm talking to Jay. They fixing me like, I can't even say because, Hennessy. And everything. All right, so they fixing me those type of drinks. And we just taking a tour through his house. And I'm like, yo, all right, on some real nigga shit. You from Brooklyn, I'm from Harlem. I said, yo, what this shit feel like to you? He said, yo, sometimes I wake up, I don't even feel like it's mine still.
It was a really important moment for us, and I think from that point on, we haven't really engaged again in anything. And I don't think I'd want to at this point because with everything that's going on, we're losing so many people. And I do think it's really important that we, as wrapped up as you can get in this competitive side of things, I do think it's important that when you have that much respect for somebody or somebody has that much of a fingerprint on who you are as a person, it's just important to start showing it. So
2 weeks later, the blueprint was finished, right? So basically at that point, everything started rolling. Everybody's like, yo, man, I heard you had half the blueprint album. I heard you did half a Jay-Z album. I couldn't even believe it myself.
For me, Jay played like the big homie role, a mentor role. Of course, we partners, he part of my business. He helped manage me, give me advice. Just the energy, for me, the energy of working with Jay and understanding their DNA and their philosophy of business and ownership, it like drive me to even want to do it on a higher level because I believe seeing is believing.
What's your relationship with a guy like Jay-Z? Because whoever doesn't know that you're not signed to Roc Nation and to Jay-Z, but Jay-Z don't stand next to you all the time, which is a blessing. Obviously, they don't know. Hip-hop don't know them. So what is your relationship with this man?
Jay, it's Jay was my mentor before I ever signed to him. I studied his moves that much.
See?
You understand what I'm saying? Like
and I see some of that in your stage presence, by the way.
Oh, for sure, because I got to go on tour with him.
Exactly.
And still a lot of gems. You know what I mean? And that's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to learn and take pieces from the greatest. You know what I mean? And so Jay was my mentor before I ever signed to him, and now that I signed to him, it's just a blessing to be able to hit him for advice and get that real 20 years of experience or however long he's been in the game. You know what I mean? It's priceless.
Yeah, everybody needs a mentor. I tell everybody need to have a mentor, and having Jay-Z as a mentor, which is amazing.
Word.
Right? So it's like when you see somebody doing something, like when you see a billionaire, you know what I'm saying? It's like you ain't just talking about like this is not a dream. Like I know somebody who started out just like me, who a billionaire. I see him, I see him working. I go to his office. I went to his house. Like I see this with my own eyes. You can't lie to me and tell me this ain't possible. I seen it myself. I talked to him and I talked to him about it.
I also had to man up and just realize like, yo, this is Hov, and like, I gotta like, while I'm here, while he's here, while all these other people are here watching, I gotta at least, pay my respects. So
how did Talk Up come about? You ended up putting him on there. I was surprised to see that. I was like, oh man.
We just always have had like these super lyrical records, and I was trying to get like Jay on a club record. Like, I knew it might be my last Jay feature. I was like, oh, for the last hurrah, like let me try and go sicko mode #1 with Jay. Like,
one of the things I think that it's important that they take from people like me, Jay-Z, is to see how long someone can actually go for. Jay is a good guide because he's a guide for, it's almost like he can see what's going on in hip hop. He's very in tune with the times. And then he does something his own way, and then other people follow it.
People really think you gotta like join some like fucking Illuminati shit,
dumb shit
or some dumb shit to like really succeed, and I think that's a real big problem in the black urban community because it's like we don't think much of ourselves.
Exactly.
We are amazing people. We could really do things. We could fucking take things to the next level without fucking doing some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but growing
no
up, did
props.
you listen to Jay-Z?
Yeah, hell yeah. Everybody listen to Jay-Z.
No,
My
I grew up in the South a little bit, and a lot of people kind of didn't understand Jay-Z's way.
Well, I saw you tweet the other day that I saw you like really big up the album, right?
Yeah,
you was bigging up the album.
Yeah. That shit hard. I mean, the only thing I say is like the money to the ear, like, bro, everybody ain't no billionaire, bro. Like, some niggas make 100,000 and be happy as a motherfucker.
Yeah,
he rich as fuck though. You know what I mean? Like, everybody can't be Jay-Z.
Right.
People probably think like, man, Jay somewhere sitting on a yacht, not tripping about nothing. No, bro. Jay still hustling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jay very in tune with what's happening, what's going on, and he's still focused and hustling. To me, that's more motivating than anything, because if you that far up and you still on top of the game like that, what that tell me I got to be doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to super be focused and super hustling, because I ain't even in that space yet, so I gotta grind even harder.
Some niggas gonna hold money to their ear because they come from shit. He come from shit, but it's been a long time since he ain't had shit.
So you think if Jay-Z was in this era right now, he might be holding the like, you know?
Yeah, he used to goddamn gold rope. He used to do everything, dope boy shit. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not no billionaire though.
50 Cent called it golf course music. That's what 50 called it. That's what 50 called it.
I ain't gonna lie.
You ever play golf?
That shit hard.
Jay-Z now, we know him as Jay-Z the billionaire, but you got to work with Jay-Z as a businessman early on in your career, and you've turned, your career into this empire. Was there one lesson or a couple things that you took from Hov at the time as a businessman?
I mean, what I noticed about Hov immediately is that he moves by strategy and not emotions, and I respect that, because that takes a lot of mind training. Like, you gotta train your mind not to spaz out. I come from a place where, you have to spaz because people only respect ignorance.
You ever play golf, 21 Savage? I just think it'd be interesting.
Nah, I ain't never played golf.
But if you play golf, would you listen to that 444 album?
Nah, it ain't no golf album. He's speaking real shit, man. He's like, bro, he's like the most lyrical nigga right now. He just don't drop shit like that.
Kendrick's currently
hard,
Kendrick, in my opinion, is better.
That shit that Jay-Z just dropped, bro, he's talking some shit.
He's giving
educating your ass.
Your CPA could never break down to you because they never came from their life. You know what I'm saying? And you got to remember that. For me, I probably live more of that life than I lived this life. So breaking it down to me in that form, sometimes I get it quicker. I catch on to it quicker than just talking to somebody who got college degrees for their profession.
Like, all the white people in the world could be successful and succeed and do all of these things, but like, what do we think of ourselves if we gotta join something or fucking do some shit that we wouldn't normally do or is demoralizing to fucking make it? Like, I think very highly of myself. Like, it's no fucking wonder why I'm at Jay-Z house on New Year's, Puff walking in with his moms, and I'm fucking seeing Beyonce pull up, and me and Nipsey Hussle chopping it up.
I think it's important that you say it, because there's a generation of kids that listen to you.
Yeah, that's real.
And look at you saying the best shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't respect Jay-Z that's, a little younger than us.
Kids,
yeah.
So
this is big right now.
But it's gonna be like that for life. It don't matter who say what. It's always gonna be the next generation, and this is gonna be the new wave. It's from the beginning of rap. Because when rap first came out, the 70s and 80s was like, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I mean?
He broke down a lot of things to me, just a different perspective, a way like you can be talking to your financial people or anybody who understand business, right? And they can be telling you something, they can be 100% correct. But maybe you don't really understand how they're saying it. And just, for example, Jay can be like, well, imagine this would happen back when you was in the street and it would happen like this, but you done that. And I'd be like, oh yeah. But it'd be the same thing. He just know how to tell you in a different analogy.
When I got into a situation where all my homies was getting indicted when I put out my first record, and the label kind of turned their back on me. Well, not kind of, they did. They wouldn't answer the phone. Jay is the one that called me and told me to come up to his office and talk to him. He heard me out. I told him what was going on, as much as I could. But that was a moment he was just like, well, look, you're here now, you know what it is, but if it was me, I would just focus on the music. And that's what I did.